would be equal.
Isn't he a womanizer?
With us right now, we have Dr. Susan Van Dyke. We're going to talk about hair, why you lose it, how you lose it. If you lose it, can you get it back?
That's what I'm interested in.
There's the point. Dr. Van Dyke, welcome. Thanks for talking to us. Hair.
You know what?
I mean, we all lose hair. I heard 100 strands of hair lost a day is normal.
That's normal.
Yeah,
Is
that's what
it
I've heard.
really?
That's normal.
That's what I've heard.
You know what the bigger issue is? Now I know Lou wants to talk about hair loss.
Yes.
But the bigger issue is people don't want hair now. I know, shocker, right?
What?
Men do not want hair on their body.
I have heard this. You
at
talked
all.
about this last time, one of the times you were on. People are wanting that sleek, clean-looking body.
You can go back in history, and it was 30,000 BC when men took a piece of rock and scraped it across their face to take hair off. That's how far back.
I understand the face,
Okay.
but I know, to your point, that there's a lot of men actually now shaving on their chest, their leg.
Their entire body.
Yeah, you can go to Gillette.com or any of those mainstream, Gillette's been around since the turn of the 19th, 20th century, and they have instructions on men how to shave your back, how to shave your armpits, how to shave your down
Is
there.
this a passing fad?
I don't know, I guess we'll see, but it's been quite popular for the last decade, so it's not like this year's thing.
So you're seeing a lot of that.
Well, and the women too. We do laser hair removal in our office. Now, there's lots of other ways to remove hair that we could talk about, but that's the most common right now. And the most popular procedure we do is something called a Brazilian bikini.
Yeah, okay.
Lou's eyes got really big.
Because we don't have to describe that, do we, Susan?
It just means not having hair.
All right.
Okay?
Gone.
Gone. And it's extremely popular with young women, and I guess you can kind of get the reason why. I'm sure you've looked at women's swimsuits in the last decade.
They
or
do not
two.
leave a lot to be
That's correct.
imagined.
Since the mid-'80s, they've gotten quite small. So that's one issue. But there's another side to hair removal too.
Okay.
There's unwanted hair that is actually a real problem socially for women in particular. Men usually not so much, but facial hair in women, or male pattern hair on the abdomen, chest hair in women.
Really?
These are caused
Now,
by...
see, I wasn't aware of too much of that. On the face, you see, I do. I have, but I don't do
but
anything
you don't.
about it. But
Yes,
I
yes,
didn't
yes.
realize that women had that problem.
Well, all women have peach fuzz on their hair. Everybody has hair all over their body. There's
Right,
very
and
few places.
mostly has
that
that,
you
I think
don't.
is
No, but there's a condition called
Yeah.
PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is actually quite common, 5 to 10%, and it is a syndrome. It's very complicated, actually, but one of the aspects of it is that there's an increase in the male hormone in women.
Okay.
And male hormones do things like encourage hair in places that women normally don't have hair.
or want it.
Or want it. You don't see women walking around with a lot of facial hair because they will do anything to get rid of it.
And primarily what I've seen, though, is the mustache.
Right, which can be ethnic too, and is
Okay.
not necessarily an indication of
Yeah.
a medical problem.
Right.
And also sideburn hair can
Okay.
also be ethnic, but it goes back to Cleopatra in 60 BC, where Cleopatra was removing facial hair. She kind of is in that era is when waxing, or they called it sugaring then, came into vogue to remove facial hair.
Is it painful? Now, I'm thinking about chest hairs, of course, right now. Painful to remove chest hairs, and you've seen some of the movies where they put the tape on there and they're ripping it off.
Why
40-year-old
would men?
virgin.
Why would now women? I can understand.
We always have this argument.
Why would a man want to not have or erase or eliminate chest hair?
Why do you think? Why wouldn't a man want chest hair?
I think if they have a good build and a strong build, they might want to do that. In my case, I like chest
You like
hair
hair?
because it covers up a lot.
Probably because you don't have any.
I'll tell you why.
I mean, I don't know if he does or not. I've never
But
seen
you-
him shirtless.
Oh, wow.
No, we don't want to see them.
okay.
We really don't want to see.
No.
But,
Okay,
but
well,
yeah,
I'll tell you
I
the
do have
answer.
chest hair, and I've never thought for even a moment of taking
Men
it.
don't
Yeah,
want
but
chest hair because
why
their
don't they?
partners don't tell them not to have it.
Really?
Women would tell men, I'd like a smooth chest. Then the guy is the first thing he's on is
I always
with the
thought
razor
having
shaving
chest hair was
Wow.
kind of a manly thing that women liked.
I think it's very
chest hair.
attractive.
It's cultural, and our culture has changed in decades.
Well, okay, now,
right.
how do we do this? They come to you for this procedure.
Well, first, there's a lot of things you can do at home. There's depilatories that go back centuries that can be used. Depilatories like Nair, invented in
Right.
1940 or something. It's smelly and stinky and all that. And there's plucking, which is painful. And then there's shaving. Women have this very big aversion to shaving their face because it's related to men, and you don't want to feel like a guy. Electrolysis was a big deal. Also came out in the first half of the 20th century, where you take a needle. Here's my skin. I bring my skin with me because I'm a very visual person, which is good in a dermatologist, by the way. And that's a hair follicle. And if you, to do electrolysis, you're taking a needle, for instance, like this pen, and you're threading it down the hair as far as you can get. So you get all the way down here where the hair is growing, and then you put a little heat or a little electricity, a little energy right here to impair the growth of that hair again. That's fine if you've got, what, 10, 20 hairs, but think if you had an entire back, or even, you know, the thousands of hairs that might be on a woman's face. So laser was invented in the 60s for cosmetic use, basically, and perfected in the last couple years, I think.
And painless?
There's no such thing as painless.
Okay.
Less discomfort.
Less discomfort.
The key is that the lasers can treat huge areas at one time. I mean, not huge, but you know, huge areas at one time. So the newer lasers, the Light Shear Duet is the newest laser, has the biggest treatment tip, so it can treat a large area at once, maybe the size of a deck of cards, something like that. And it is uncomfortable but not painful. So we could, in the old days, we would do a man's back. It would take us 2 or 3 hours, and 2 of those hours were holding his hand and helping him not cry. And now it's 20 minutes, and the guy's like, you know, that wasn't the most fun thing on earth, but it was okay. So uncomfortable but not painful.
Well, you know, it's amazing how we progress, or I don't know if you want to maybe regress a bit on this, especially for women. Years ago, many years ago, tweezing your eyebrows was nothing. Women would tweeze their eyebrows. They knew they had to do it. It took just a teeny bit of time. They tweezed them, got them where they want them.
Right.
Now, that is an invasion of our time. I mean, don't we still tweeze eyebrows if we need to?
Yeah, tweezing is still, for eyebrows, tweezing is the best thing, or waxing. You know, you go to a salon for someone who really knows how to shape an eyebrow. I know men don't understand this, but a well-shaped eyebrow is a really good thing.
Exactly.
You can't laser eyebrows because lasers are not quite that specific. So
Dr. Susan Van Dyke going to stay with us, and right